New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Two former employees at a local daycare are facing charges after a child in their care was injured. James Colino was apparently watching over 10 kids in his class back in June when a little girl left the room with another class. The teacher of the other class, Jennifer Miller, reportedly noticed her and yelled at Colino to come get her. Police stated that he closed his door, but Miller opened it and shoved the girl into the room. That's when Colino, who is a reported 6 foot tall, 315-pound man, is shown putting his hand on the girl's chest and pushing her forward, causing her to fall and start crying. Miller watched it happen and proceeded to shut the door and leave. Colino apparently stayed in his seat while she cried for about a minute before picking her up by her waist and carrying her to the front office. Video shows that he did not check the girl and to see if she was injured in any type of way. The director of Wild Kingdom Early Learning Center, Lisa McMillan, is the one who filed the charges against the pair. McMillan stated that a third teacher, seen in a red shirt in the video, came into the classroom after the girl was pushed to the ground. She states that the teacher was not involved in the incident. McMillan also states that she immediately pulled the surveillance video, fired the two teachers, and reported the incident to police as well as the little girl's family. The mother of the little girl states that 3 months later, the family is still struggling to forget the incident. McMillan stated that both teachers came highly recommended by their previous employers and had worked at Wild Kingdom for less than a month. Police charged Colino with assault and child endangerment. Miller is charged with child endangerment. Both have pled not guilty and are set to go on trial December 3rd of 2021.
If she had swept everything under the carpet, it would have been hidden. My daughter doesn't communicate. She can't tell me anything.
Lisa McMillan, who is the director of Wild Kingdom Early Learning Center.
It is very hard to watch. Hands out and push the child. Me, the push was forceful enough to warrant assault charges.
She says both teachers had just started being left alone with children. She filed charges for one reason.
I felt like it was important that he not work with children.
I feel like being indebted to her. I feel so, all I can say is that God bless her heart.
That is why Puma has continued to bring her daughter to the daycare since the alleged assault.
I would recommend the daycare as the best daycare.
Now, this is why I say that when it comes to certain stuff, you can't help everybody. The mother has a type of attitude where it's like, well, you know, the person who is overseeing it basically did the right thing, so that's it. That's all I wanted. That's all that needs to be done. I'm completely fine with that. And in my mind, I'm like, you do realize like that's great because you know that's what she was supposed to do as somebody managing or overseeing that daycare facility, right? That's her job. So realistically, in a sense, no thanks should be given for somebody performing their job the way that they should be performing their job, right? So now you have the mother. Obviously, it's been stated within the article that the child suffered injuries. We don't know what type of injuries those were, and we don't know if those will be injuries that child will have to suffer through, you know, into adulthood and into you know, older age, because we don't know specifically, you know, how the child fell, right? Because the only thing that we can determine is that the daycare worker pushed the little girl and then she fell. And then, you know, you heard her basically cry. Well, at least in the unedited version of the video, you heard the girl cry. So we don't know what type of injury she might have suffered at all. Like I said, it's great that the person overseeing the facility or whatever, they did what they were supposed to do. But you as a parent should be going after everything, because I guarantee you any other parent would have done that exact same thing. They'd be like, oh, okay, that's great that you did that, but I'm coming after everybody. You put hands on my child. You allowed this to happen. You hired these people. This is your facility. You are working here. You're overseeing these people. I'm going to come after everybody and after every single thing. That's what any other parent would have done, I promise you. No parent is going to be like, okay, well, my child did suffer some injuries, but, you did get the surveillance video and you turned it over to police. So, that's it. I wipe my hands of it. No, 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 because that little girl is going to have to live with that trauma. That little girl is going to have nightmares from dealing with that and knowing the fact that an adult who is supposed to monitor her, who is supposed to care for her, who is, and for all intents and purposes, a second and or a third guardian for those certain amount of hours, they're supposed to have the best interest for her, and they didn't. And that was 2 adults, 1 male and 1 female. But then let me just get to the icing on the cake, right? You had a black woman who was there. Who was another teacher or an aide from what they stated. And she came in, they were like, hey, she came in after, the little girl was already on the floor. So, she basically didn't know what took place. So you mean to tell me that we don't have any type of video footage of her coming into the classroom, looking down, seeing a little black girl on the ground and just picking her up, trying to console her, trying to check her and trying to make sure that she is okay? Nope, we don't. But what I do happen to see? I do happen to see later on in that same video footage that in the unedited versions that he says something to her and she basically laughs and chuckles and then he carries her directly off. At no point in time did I see her even look like she even cared. Like I said before, she needs to get sued as well, because I don't care if she didn't see what took place. There's a child clearly on the floor and she's crying and she's in distress, and the main thing that you're going to do is laugh at the main teacher that's there because you found something funny, even though there's clearly a child crying. And then on top of that, to make it worse, you're going to help him with whatever song that he's singing in class to shadow the little girl's crying. Really? That's what we're doing? You're a black woman at the end of the day, and this is what you're going to sit up there and do, seeing a little black girl directly on that floor? Okay. Like I said before, I don't know what to tell people anymore. I don't. You got the mother where she's just like, oh, all is pretty much forgiven. The person overseeing the facility, she did the right thing. Everything's all gravy. Then you got the black woman who was there after the fact, who were still able to walk in and see the little girl on the floor. She still didn't do anything. She laughed with the other teacher that was in the room who pushed the little girl over. She didn't sit up there and blink once. She didn't sit up there and go over there and check her. She didn't wipe her down. She didn't give her no water. She didn't do nothing. She sat there and she helped him with the song to shadow the little girl's crying. And then after he left and picked her up, she then continued. Yet again, still not showing any type of care. Like I said, you can't help some people. You just cannot help some people. What was that main quote that people always say, 2/3 of us will perish? Yep, I can already see it. It is becoming so clear at this moment in time. So clear. And then I also want to point out something else too. To a lot of the people that always want to talk negatively when it comes to black men. Remember the people who directly did this to this young black girl. Remember all three of them. Remember all three of them. None of them at all. None of them all were black men. Like I said, that alabaster man right there, that teacher, pushed that young black girl down, had her crying, got her injured. And we don't know what type of injuries she may be suffering from or will suffer from later on in life. But like I said, you can't really tell people nothing because, you know, people don't want to listen. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.